100%. I can like scroll around, come in and out. Perfect.
Hey, hooray. Jeanine, I'm going to play some applause here. I'm checking to see if your audio is actually working. So if someone watching in our Slack channel or Deborah or someone, I can hear Jeanine, but I don't see it going to the live stream. So if someone could just let me know real quick, Jeanine, it's funny, just a moment ago, Jeanine, we were talking with the guests who are coming up and we were all saying, this is our first live stream. And sometimes things happen on live streams that are kind of unexpected. So Deborah, do we hear Jeanine to the live stream as well? I'm just checking this real quick. So just bear with me. I think that we're okay. So Jeanine, we'll just let you get back to it. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think we should be okay. Hey, Jeanine, that is fantastic. And Jeanine is going to kill me. I'm getting a message from Deborah that says, we can't hear you. So here's what I need you to do, Jeanine. I need you to hit the refresh button and come right back. And that should actually fix it. I'm going to bring Deborah on here just for a second. Hello, Deborah. Can we hear Deborah? Can we hear Deborah? Can we hear anybody? Can we hear anybody that's not Chris? Eric, can we hear you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Eric can hear me. All right. So we are, nobody cut the big internet cable between New Hampshire and South Carolina here. But we are, Jeanine, can you say something now? Jeanine, do you have yourself muted? And now, see, I can hear Jeanine okay, but I don't.
I can hear.
I can hear her too, but it's not coming to the stream, which is kind of a problem here. So let me. Yeah, you want to try it from your phone and just see if you could connect in, and then we'll get this all straightened out before we come back for the second hour as well. Yep, you can do that. Let's say hello. So we're gonna have some awesome guests on here in just a couple minutes here. I know that Eric said he could hear me.
Yeah,
Eric, we're making it work. And everyone was saying how great the live stream was going before. We also are going to have Tana on. So Tana, can you hear us? Let's just roll through this. Tana, do you have yourself muted?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can definitely hear you. And then we have Mackenzie as well. Mackenzie, you want to unmute yourself and say hi?
Can you hear me?
I sure can. And Holly, you're also going to come on in a minute. Holly, can we hear you okay?
Hi there, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's a beautiful thing. So we've isolated the problem here. The problem, of course, is me trying to make all this crazy stuff work. You guys are all doing fantastic. And we have Jeanine back. Jeanine, you want to say hi?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
That's Jeanine.
All right.
All right. Jeanine, we made it work. Thank you so much for your patience. Let's throw it right back to you.
Okay. Terrific. So hi, everybody. I'm Jeanine with Jeanine Company. I'm a nonprofit consultant and so proud to help so many nonprofits across the state do the great work that they do. I'm also a very proud board member of the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits, and so awesome to see this event grow over the years. So happy to say that we are now almost at 2.55 million raised from 9,432 donors to 558 organizations. I mean, come on, it just doesn't get any better. Well, yes, it can get better than that. It will get better than that. So, but thank you so much for all your generosity. So we want you to know that there are still 3 chances to get your donation matched until 5 o'clock through the site-wide match. Now, the site-wide match is made possible through the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, which is such an incredible partner to us at the center and all of us as nonprofit organizations. So shout out to the Charitable Foundation. So if you want your donation to be matched, get ready to give at noon, at 3, and at 4. You can check out the matches page on newhampshiregives.org to learn about all the currently active matches that individual nonprofits have lined up. And those are in addition to the site-wide matches. All right. So the other thing we have going on is prize incentives. So it's so much fun to get a prize, isn't it? Well, every time you give to your favorite nonprofit, they are automatically entered to receive prizes. And those prizes are worth an extra $250 towards that nonprofit organization. So right now, we're in the Luncheon Golden Ticket period, and that is sponsored by People's United Bank. So shout out to People's United Bank, Diane Mercier, our good friend over there. So for every online donation that comes in between 10 and noon, that gets entered into a drawing that will be drawn at noon. And bonus, all donations count towards end of the day prizes as well. And those prizes are for the most dollars raised and the most unique donors. So very exciting. And now we, I think, are ready to announce one of our winners of the prizes, the peer-to-peer prize. Are we ready to go to Prize Central?
We are. There's Deborah.
Oh, there's Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Deborah, you still muted.
Hi, Jeanine. It's so good to see you.
You too.
So the peer-to-peer prize, you guys want to hear about that?
100%.
We have got 447 people so far have raised $221,000 for the organizations that they're raising funds for. So let's keep those numbers coming in, all you peer-to-peer fundraisers. But for this prize, all donations that were received through peer-to-peer fundraisers who are raising funds for an organization through a profile on New Hampshire Gives have been totaled from 5 p.m. yesterday to 10 a.m. today. And the winner of the peer-to-peer prize is Friends in Action.
Woohoo!
This is not a big surprise to me. Friends in Action did really well with this last year, so they are continuing their tradition. Congratulations, Friends in Action. You'll be getting an email with some more information. And everybody can tune in on the next hour to hear about the next prize.
NH Gives is New Hampshire's largest single day of giving to the nonprofits that make all of our communities better places to live.
This year, New Hampshire Gives is going to run for 24 straight hours, kicking it off at 5 p.m. June 8th, running to 5 p.m. June 9th at nhgives.org.
And you'll be able to give to any one of 550 different agencies of your choice.
Give as little as $5 if you want.
And we can match it to double your money.
Remember, June 8th, 5 p.m., nhgives.org.
All right, we are back. So fun to give prizes and so fun to have dollars matched. And in that vein, I am very pleased to welcome Tana Clues of the New Hampshire Women's Foundation to tell us about a special match that the Women's Foundation is offering. So welcome, Tana. Give us the scoop.
Thanks so much, Jeanine. It's great to be on today, and thanks for all you and the Center for Nonprofits are doing on New Hampshire Gives Day. The Women's Foundation this year decided to do a $10,000 match starting at noon today to elevate the need to be giving to organizations that support women and girls here in New Hampshire. So just like the other matches, we'll match up to $250 per donor, again, to organizations that are listed on New Hampshire Gives under the Women's Issues cause. So if you're not familiar and you've just tuned in, you can go up to the top and select Women's Issues under the cause, and you'll see those organizations there. There's 32 that meet our grant making criteria that will be eligible for that match.
That's incredible, Tana. Thank you so much. That's a big opportunity. You know, after you and I finish talking, I'm going to be talking to a few great nonprofit organizations about impact and the kind of impact that their organization has on those they serve. So can you tell us a little bit about the impact that New Hampshire Women's Foundation has on our state?
Sure, absolutely. So the Women's Foundation is the only foundation in the state solely focused on gender equality and serving women and girls. So we have 4 areas of work: research, education, advocacy, and grant making. Obviously, today we're focused on our grant making. We give out about $150,000 a year to organizations from every county of the state. Our research is the only research being produced in the state that, again, is focused solely on women and girls. And is used within the legislature and across the state to help really explain and identify the areas of need and the areas of success. We have a Women Run program, part of our education program, that trains and empowers women to run for office. It's the only nonpartisan program in the state train women to run for office. And then, of course, we're always in the legislature speaking on behalf of and advocating on behalf of women and girls. But as I has said at 8 o'clock this morning on the stream, only about 1.6% of total philanthropic dollars go to organizations that support women and girls. So we feel like today, New Hampshire Gives Day, is a really great opportunity to throw some important recognition to those organizations that are serving women and girls. You know, they're getting by every day on small budgets, and yet are in every one of our communities. So whether it's $5 or it's $5,000, we hope that donors today will step up and support those organizations.
That's so great, Tana. You know, I think that what you said about the different ways that the New Hampshire Women's Foundation supports the community. Yes, dollars are important through your giving program, but through advocacy and through empowerment of putting people in political positions to actually influence, you know, policies, long-term policies. That is a demonstration of how so many nonprofits do so much beyond just the dollars that, you know, in which they invest in their services. So it's so important to have that multi-legged stool, and clearly the Women's Foundation has that going in spades. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. And just a reminder, that match starts at 12 o'clock today. So any donors who are expecting to give at that time, make sure you do it right at 12 o'clock.
Awesome. All right. Have a great day, Tana. Thank
you. Thank you.
You got it. All right. So it's so fun to talk to so many great people running these really, really important organizations. And I have the pleasure of talking to 3 wonderful people today. And you have the pleasure of hearing their impact of what their organizations are doing. So let me bring on board Holly Wilson of the New Hampshire Civics Institute, Eric LeBlanc of NeighborWorks Southern New Hampshire, and Mackenzie Hopkins of New Hampshire Dance Institute. Welcome, everybody. So nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome to be here.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you for having us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, so I'd like to just start with a question for you all, which is a pretty simple question before we get into kind of the meat of our impactful conversation. So, Holly, we're going to start with you. Can you tell me how you first got engaged with the organization, and what kind of drew you in to work with New Hampshire Civics Institute?
Well, I am a 7th grade civics and economics teacher at Ware Middle School. And civics is our main curriculum for 7th grade. And it's the only time kids really focus on civics in the K through 12. And I first heard about the New Hampshire Civics Institute, which is actually changing its name to New Hampshire Civics to keep it simple. but it is, I heard about them through an email as a teacher teaching civics. They reached out to me to offer professional development years ago. And I honestly have not had better professional development from any other organization. And there are a lot out there and they're all great. But the New Hampshire Civics Institute has provided just some amazing stuff. And I just feel lucky that my email was on their list because that's how I heard about them.
Wow, that's great. What a unique way to come to a nonprofit organization. Did you just lose power?
No, I'm in the Xerox room and it's, I have to do a dance to keep the lights on.
That's so funny. Oh God, that's great. What we need to do as schools and nonprofits, right? So, all right, Eric, let's hear about how you came to NeighborWorks, Southern New Hampshire, and what drew you in, and how long have you been there?
Sure. So I actually became involved in late 2016, almost unknowingly. At the time, I was living with at the time was my girlfriend in Southern New Hampshire in Nashua. We were actually just starting to look at what it would be like to buy a home and start, kind of putting our roots down in the state. We're both from Mass, so we're both kind of new transplants from our southern neighbor there, and we actually stumbled upon this great course. I think it was through online research for a first-time homebuyer course. So we signed up for it. Little did I know that it was the home team first-time homebuyer course that NeighborWorks offers, which is one of the critical services. One of the many critical services that they provide. And it was a really great course that we took. It was almost an all-day course. They had different experts come in, everyone involved throughout the process of starting to buy a home, including a real estate agent, a home inspector, a mortgage lender. They were really great about providing us a really thick book of resources that we could look back on as we're starting this whole process. They expose us to different federal and state grant programs that could provide financial assistance. So we took this course, and there was actually a lunch break. They provided pizza as a lunch break, and the instructor of the course approached me and saw my name and saw that I was connected to my current employer, LaValle Brensinger Architects, and was like, "Hey, did you know that that basically one of the founders of the firm is a trustee of NeighborWorks Southern New Hampshire?" I had no idea. Come to find out a couple days later that one of my own coworkers sits on the board for NeighborWorks. He actually moved on to with his family to Maine, but he had asked me to get involved, and so I had gotten initially involved in the project committee. I'm now on the board, and it's a really great way for me to give back to the organization that's given me so much. Because here I am in my home now for 4 years, and happily married to my wife, and loving our life here in Southern New Hampshire.
That's so awesome, Eric. And just what you said about, how they recognize that one of the founders of LaValle Brensinger was also a founder of NeighborWorks, Barry Brensinger, right? I would imagine. And
Yep.
Who is also incredibly involved with Manchester Proud and so many other organizations that he's had an influence on. So the story you told just talks about the impact, there we go, that so many people have in New Hampshire. New Hampshire is such a small state that I always say you can be, a big fish in a small pond and have a lot of impact. So that's great. I love how you tied that in there. So
Absolutely.
great. All right. So Mackenzie, how about you? Tell us about, how you became involved in your organization, what it does. What is New Hampshire Dance Institute, and what inspires you about it?
Yeah, so I actually got involved with NHDI when I was in 4th grade, when they came to my school, and Troy School. That was our first year that we got to be a part of NHDI, and I've been involved ever since. They have been to many different schools, and they teach dance during the school hours. and we get to do be involved with live music as well, because we have a live pianist come and play for us while we're rehearsing. And then we practice for months until our show in May normally. And they have a live orchestra, and then we put all of the schools together that have been involved throughout the year, and we perform with each other.
That's fabulous. It's so rare to actually have all that arts happening live. So that's an impact in and of itself. You know, that's something that kids probably don't get exposure to a lot, and audience members don't get exposure to a lot. So what a great thing for you to bring to the community, for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Great. We're going to switch back to Holly. And so Holly, I'd like to ask you a question about, and maybe, you know, think about a 1 or 2 minute response to this, of a story about either how the organization has had a positive effect on your life, or a story of one of your constituents, one of the, you know, people that you serve, and a positive effect on them. Oh, Holly, I don't think we can hear you, or I can't hear you.
I had to unmute myself.
Okay.
You'd think I would know that, all these days on Zoom. So I have a couple stories to share with you. It was hard to think of only one, because the impact from New Hampshire Civics has been so great in my teaching. But one story stands out. During the election this past year, I was exposed to, through New Hampshire Civics, a website called citizenscount.org. And they put together all of who's running for office all over our state and nation. And I was able to create a lesson plan where kids could go in there and learn about who is running. And I'll be honest, I even learned things. I don't know everything about all those politicians. And kids went home and showed their parents. And even parents started to utilize that website. So that had a great impact. And it was because of New Hampshire Civics that I was able to learn about that. I did not know about that website. And the second story I have to tell you has impacted me in the way I can reach students in my classroom. Teaching the 14th Amendment, it's a very complex amendment. It's longer than the entire Bill of Rights, and it's our longest amendment. And I went to a PD that was offered through New Hampshire Civics to how to teach that to middle schoolers. And a federal judge came and told a story about a man who was didn't benefit from the 14th Amendment. He was a black man in the 30s. He couldn't get into a all-white school, and la-di-da. I mean, the whole history there. And it rolled into a story about how his wife was murdered in New York City some 40 years later, and this judge was involved in this case. And the person who murdered the wife got off because of things that happened in the 14th Amendment. And kids are riveted by that. And they remember, well, if you can give a real life example, I showed pictures. I pulled this from the internet. Hocutt, Thomas Hocutt was his name. And who knew about Thomas Hocutt? I didn't learn about him in school. But it was this New Hampshire Civics that offered, they pull in great speakers at their professional development. And so I hope it wasn't too much longer than 2 minutes, but it's an outstanding organization. And I hope they are always in business to help us teachers who are always looking for new resources.
Yeah.